What is up, AHS? Back with 20 questions with Myles. Today we have a guitarist here at the high school, and we have Cade. So let's meet him. So Cade, what grade are you in?
I'm a sophomore at Agawam. Sophomore, 10th grade.
So what's your favorite class in high school?
I definitely have to say more of the visual arts classes, such as, I like art a lot, and photography was one of my favorite classes I've ever had throughout my career at the high school. It was a fantastic class, learned a lot of cool stuff. So that was definitely one of my top.
Did you take this class?
I did not take this class. I took digital photography last year with Mr. Brown, and that was a very, very good experience.
So for being a guitarist, do you have any other family members that play?
Actually, I don't. Immediate family, I don't have any other musicians. My uncle is a guitar player as well, and he sort of inspired me to pick up a guitar and learn to play. So immediate family, such as my mother or father, I don't have any musicians in the family, so I'm the only one.
So what age did you start?
I started playing guitar when I was 9, in 4th grade. For Christmas, I got a little bit of money, and I decided to go down to the local music shop and buy my first guitar.
So you have a couple guitars now. So Cade brought in a couple pictures for us, and let's look at those.
So this one right here, I got a couple years ago. This one is actually, some guy gave this guitar to me for a very,
Nice.
very, very good deal. So that one's a very, very, very nice guitar. It's a Epiphone SG. These two, these are my Stratocasters. My grandfather, the white one on the left, is that was my grandfather's guitar. He bought about 15 years ago, and he gifted that to me when I first started playing. And the one to the right is Dave Gilmour's signature of Pink Floyd. This is my Gibson Les Paul. This one I received 2 years ago for Christmas. It was my Christmas present 2 years ago, and that's my favorite guitar I've ever owned. That's my baby. This is my Gibson Firebird. I got this around 3 years ago. I bought it at there was a music shop going out of business in West Springfield, and the guy was selling it for dirt cheap, and I looked at it and I emptied out my bank account, and I knew I had to get it. This one actually, this is one of my Ibanez's. A couple years ago I decided I wanted to get a really, really cheap guitar and kind of rebuild it from the bottom up. So I put new pickups in it, I put new inlays in it, and it plays like butter now. It's a fantastic instrument.
All right, so let's get into more questions. So you said that your uncle inspired you, right?
Yeah, my uncle did inspire me.
So do you have any other inspirations, like celebrities?
Definitely Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin was a huge inspiration. My dad and I have been listening to Led Zeppelin since I was as long as I can remember. And obviously David Gilmour from Pink Floyd was a huge inspiration. And I heard the first Pink Floyd song I heard, I knew that was what I wanted to do, is be able to play like that.
So what's your favorite band?
Pink Floyd is my favorite band. I'm a huge Pink Floyd fan. I love Pink Floyd. I have all their albums, almost 50 T-shirts, give or take a couple. But their music really, it was really new at the time. Nobody else had been doing it, so it was really, revolutionary. So that's what I like most about Pink Floyd.
So Cade brought us in a video of him playing guitar. Let's take that a look. So, Cade, do you have a favorite guitarist?
My favorite guitarist would either have to be David Gilmour from Pink Floyd or a solo artist named Guthrie Govan. Guthrie's from Scotland, I believe, and he plays with the Aristocrats. He's a very not super well-known guitarist, but amongst the guitar players in the guitar community, he's very, very very big name. So I'd have to say David Gilmour is my number one.
So what's the most difficult song you've ever played?
The most trouble I've ever had with a song was learning my first Led Zeppelin song, which I believe was Black Dog. I think I was 11 years old, and it was extremely difficult because my hands were half the size that they were right now, and it was a struggle. But I stuck to it and learned it within a couple months, and it was definitely a big milestone for me.
So what was your best performance?
My best performance, I'd have to say some of my Pink Floyd covers were some of my best performances, just because that's what I love playing, and I've had a lot of practice with them. Whenever I pick up a guitar, one of the first things I'll play is just a couple Pink Floyd licks, and then I'll always practice my Pink Floyd stuff and all that classic rock stuff. So I definitely would think some of my Pink Floyd solos are some of my best work.
All right, so have you ever thought of playing like in a live performance, or like thought of?
So actually, I in fourth grade at our fourth grade. You remember that, our fourth grade graduation? I played "Good Riddance, Time of Your Life" by Green Day for our fourth grade graduation with Mr. Sawyer.
Oh yeah, I remember
that. That was my first live performance. I think I was 9 or 10 years old. I think I was 10. But since then, I've just done really little things, playing for my family members on Christmas, playing for my girlfriend's family. And actually, I just, me and a couple other guys from school, we just started a little jam band, and we're starting to get pretty good playing together. So hopefully we'll have some gigs in the next couple months or so.
Yeah, so that was my next question. Have you ever wanted to start your own band?
Yeah, I've wanted to play in a band for as long as I've played guitar. But I've always had really bad stage fright, extremely bad stage fright. I used to not even play in front of my parents. But when I met these kids, they were super outgoing, super welcoming, and it was just a blast to play with them. And I really hope that we can make something of ourselves in the future.
So what do you think the future of rock is?
I'd like to say I'd be the future of rock, but no, definitely there's a couple bands on the come up right now. Greta Van Fleet is a really big band. They resemble Led Zeppelin a lot, and they're from Michigan, I believe, or Minnesota, one of those states. But they're super young. They're 19. 3 of them are brothers, and one of them's a cousin, something like that. And they are heavily influenced by Led Zeppelin. So they're bringing back the old stuff. And there's a band from Iceland, I believe, called Kaleo, and they're more classic, not super classic rock, more like more new age rock, but they're really talented.
So as your career progresses, do you plan on traveling the world?
That is definitely something that I would love to do. I would love to be able to play. When I was younger, I would envision myself, playing up at Madison Square Garden, standing in front of everybody with the spotlight on me. Mm-hmm. So I'd definitely love to travel all over the United States and even out of the country to play music. That would definitely be something that I would love to do.
Do you want your kids to play?
Yeah, I would love for my kids to play. It would never be something I would force them into. If I would introduce it to them, show my kid a guitar. But yeah, if it was something they didn't want to do, I wouldn't, be like, you got to do this. I would let them figure it out for themselves. But I would definitely be very proud if they followed in my footsteps.
So do you encourage others to try it?
Yeah, definitely. At the Agawam Junior High, there was a guitar class that actually inspired a lot of kids that I know to get guitars for Christmas. And unfortunately, some of those guitars are sitting in the back of people's closets now. But for the time being, it was something that was really inspiring to them. And for the kids that stuck with it, they're still playing, and it's awesome. So yeah, I definitely would tell people just to give it a try, because it's one of those feelings that not everybody can experience. So yeah.
So before we get to lightning round, Kate has brought in a second video for us, and let's take a look. All right, let's get in the lightning round. So lightning round, I'm going to ask you a series of 14 questions really fast.
All right.
If you can't answer them, then just say skip.
Okay.
So favorite drink?
Coca-Cola.
Spirit animal?
Liger.
Favorite song?
Skip.
Favorite movie?
Pulp Fiction.
Favorite musical artist?
Guthrie Govan.
Favorite superhero?
Spider-Man.
Favorite place to travel?
My grandma's house.
Favorite sports team?
Boston Red Sox.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite vehicle?
I like Porsches a lot.
Most prized possession?
My girlfriend.
Dream job?
A musician.
Where do you want to live when you get older?
I'd like to stay in Agawam.
Favorite meal / dessert?
I like pasta and meatballs.
Well, thank you, Cade. Thank you for joining us.
It's been a pleasure, Myles. It's been a pleasure.
That's it for today. Thank you.